Soul Garden. Live, love, breathe.
Good day from my smartphone to yours. I'm Lovecasting live from the Serious Toy Garden Studios in Costa Mesa, California, and this is your fresh Monday Namaste Today. Good day and namaste, and welcome to Namaste Today. My name is Christopher Oteki. I am a life coach, a psychic astrologer, and I coined myself the Sensei to Serious Joy. That's because I'm here to stand in my heart and help others or sensei others into theirs. This webisode is for Monday, November 2nd, 2015, and the sun today has progressed to step 10 Scorpio. First of all, welcome to all the newcomers. I've really met some new people with readings and customers, and I've also been reading new comments. Thank you so much. I think the kindest thing people can do is share me with people they care about. So when you care, share, and thank you so much for those who do share. Thank you so much for those who share with comments, by the way, and likes. I really appreciate it. I just want to put out there. And I want to talk about where we are. It turns out that the 12 states of awareness are also the 12 astrological signs, as you probably know it, in classical astrology, is actually 12 dimensions of being human. And the Scorpio dimension is the dimension also of the zero in numerology. This dimension is our boundary drawing. So Scorpio energy is when we draw a line. And you may have waited all year long to finally be ready to draw certain lines with yourself and therefore with others. And although a lot of us are outwardly focused, the truth of the matter is the boundaries have to begin within us. We have to first be able to draw a line within us before we can draw a line outside of us. Well, the human walk has now progressed to step 10 Scorpio, and today's topic is going to be a great one. It took me years and years to learn this, and I'm so grateful to give it to you away for free without any boundaries, and we'll joke about what that is. And the topic is the idea of scaling our ME-CONOMY. Scaling ME-CONOMY, all right? Now, I have this word called soul capital, and I've always known, through law of attraction that somehow we build up a whole bunch of energy inside of us, and it's almost like the universe knows how much we have and will law of attract that same amount. I had always known that. I'd noticed that relationship. I noticed very early on in life that negative people drew negative events to them. I noticed that positive people seemed to have good luck. And so I was kind of watching this, but I always, as a kid, wanting supernatural powers like like everyone else, I always wanted to be able to wave my wand and make something manifest. So I took astrology to start to understand the architecture of incarnation. That's what the 11 steps of Serious Joy are. They are actually the steps of manifestation as I have learned it. But the most important step that I could not get for so long was step 0. Step 0, which is the Scorpio step of I protect. Now, it took actually a long time for me to understand that 0 was one of the important numbers in the translation of astronumerology. It took me a long time to realize that it was Scorpio, okay? And then it took me even longer to realize that Taurus is step 10. Who would have thought? Right? And this mostly came from my guides. So if you want a little psychic gossip, here's the first. A lot of this steps astrology that I've gotten has come straight from my guides. It came from my guides years ago, and I, as a stubborn Taurus, studied and learned and watched and studied and learned before I had the nerve to tell people, hey, this stuff really works, oh my goddess. And step 10 really talks about how one manifests. In fact, step 10, I manifest, or Taurus, is the secret to creating value, and it's the secret to scaling your ME-CONOMY. Now, what do I mean by scaling ME-CONOMY? Well, I really mean in a fun little way to scale your self-confidence, to scale your ability to earn. Everyone always wants to know about love, sex, and money in a reading, okay? In a relationship with an astrologer, in a reading. And so, really, how much we draw in, I've learned, is determined by actually where we draw the line. And I learned this through growing up. I mean, I learned that supply, demand, and that sort of relationship. And I took this phenomenal class at USC in one of my 3 universities I went to called The Design of the Good. I learned in that class how boundaries will determine value. And so I started to kind of put it all together. But it wasn't until I understood step 10 that I really understood it. Step 10 says it all. What you love and what you protect is what manifests. Step 10. 1, 0, manifest. Now, what I didn't get was the protect. I didn't know I had to protect what I loved. I didn't know I had to protect myself to feel valuable. I mean, I knew I did, but I didn't understand how it actually went into the architecture of incarnation. That if I didn't have that 0 there next to my love, the 1, that I wasn't going to make anything. But look at the numerology in itself, a 1 and a 0. A 1 by itself is nothing. Put up some protection, now it's a 10. You know what I mean? Like, and that was the other thing. Like, I was like, can it be this obvious? Can it be in the numbers? Of course, says God. Of course it's obvious. I think, spirit is always extremely obvious when you really truly find it. So it leads me to today's 5 o'clock question to help you scale your ME-CONOMY, okay? And the question is, where in life do you love unconditionally? Where in life do you love unconditionally? Because we're talking about I love the 1, right? And here's the follow-up. Where do you love over-conditionally? Where do you love in life over-conditionally? And of course, I'll answer my own questions. First of all, where do I love unconditionally? Well, honestly, I've only truly loved unconditionally when I fall in love. When I fall in love romantically with my son, I love unconditionally. With my family members, I had loved unconditionally. And as a result, all of them had drained me. All right? Where do I love over-conditionally? It has obviously been with myself. I have been over-conditional with myself. I've always made myself lose weight or be smarter or do this or do that. Like, treating myself like a Pavlov dog, like not giving myself any love until I had worked my astro off doing what I told. And I discovered that in my marriage, I am a slave driver, that I have taken huge advantage of myself. Why? Well, it's all because of today's topic, which is scaling our ME-CONOMY or the use of boundaries. Quite simply, I think the idea of love and unconditional love is what screws us up. And I'll just go out there and say it right now on the line. Here in Scorpio, a profound thought in a step 10 day. I have come to the determination that the only unconditional love there should be in life is for myself and God. Everyone else has a condition. Everyone. And the condition is to look out for me first. There's at least that condition. And I've had to put in that condition. I've had to put in the 0 that no, it's not assumed with anybody on earth. Only with myself is it assumed. Only with, and that doesn't mean I don't love my son forever and da-da-da. It means that there's a condition. In other words, I have to preserve myself. There must be a 0 here before I just jump in. And it doesn't matter if you're my family, and it certainly doesn't matter if I was born to you. And, I that was a very hard thing because, although my family would say I was not loyal, I would say I was very loyal and got very hurt. And I should not have been loyal, really, and should have protected myself from the beginning, which I kind of tried to do and then didn't. And, But I think because of the love, we don't put in that 0. We don't put in that boundary. And what happens? Well, by the laws of incarnation, nothing manifests of value. It doesn't become a 10. It just stays a 1. So you can become a 10 by where you put your 0s. And today is that day. Today's a step 10. Literally, where you draw the line determines what your value is. So that's an obvious, like, okay, well, I'm going to draw the line here. I'm now this much an hour for a reading. I've drawn my line. I've created my value. You might go, well, that's obvious. But look in other places that you give unconditionally. Do you give unconditionally to your children? And do you give unconditionally to your loved ones or people at school or people you work with? Do they disrespect how much you give them? Maybe it shouldn't be unconditional. Maybe there should be a condition to the love, like they have to ask for your help. That's a fair condition. That's a fair boundary. By dropping 0s, as I like to put it, or putting conditions on your love, you actually increase your value, and no one's saying you're not going to give it to them, and no one's saying they can't have it. We're saying there's a condition on it, all right? And the condition is respect, mutual love, or something. And that's not a bad thing. I really have come in my own personal moral exploring that God loves me unconditional, so I will love God unconditionally. No one else is even capable of loving me unconditionally but myself and God. So I don't even expect it from y'all. Tell me your condition. All right? I'm willing to pay it. So let's move on today. Think about where you love unconditionally, where you love conditionally, and think about where that affects your sense of self-esteem or value in the situation. And Bella just ran off. She's about to go on strike, if you didn't notice, thinking about that. And I'm going to go, my guys, right now and do a quick meditation. What's up? What are you picking up on? Oh, she's picking up on something. Okay, so my guides take me straight to the moon. Ah, interesting. Oh my goodness, how interesting. So the moon is in Leo. Okay, so wow, that's fascinating. So, today, step 10 rules a day. So today is a day where we can manifest. So in the architecture of incarnation, what I have learned in astrology, that's a counting system. And when you get 10 days into the first cycle, you can manifest on the 10th day. It takes 10 days. I don't know why. That's what it is. So today we start to manifest. Today we plant seeds. Today what you love and you protect will manifest. Well, lordy, the moon, which is what we are feeling, is in Leo, which is our heart. So we are feeling our hearts today. And if you're feeling your heart, the intention of that heart is not to feel hurt, not to slip into old stuff, but to rather invest that love into something you want to put a zero around and make a package that you want to manifest into something. Take that love and go up with it, okay? You can always explore the sad songs when you're having a glass of wine about right before you're ready to die. You know what I mean? But today you definitely want to hold that, because whatever that one is in that zero is going to turn into value, and everyone's feelings are going to be very much childlike in the beginning of the day. We are creating, Mars and Venus are dead conjunct at step 23, so people's mind right now are basically creating the new reality. So today is not a day to pollute the mind with the bad. This is a day to be mindful of where the boundaries are. Remember, we talked about where appropriate boundaries are for our thoughts. Well, today's a day where you really just don't go there. So, put blinders on to what is negative, what brings you down, what makes you feel bad. Stay in the heart. Keep the mind on feeling good and what you believe in. And stay focused on feeling good and what you believe in, because we are crystallizing important things right now. People are halfway between shifting gears right now with philosophy. So I've been talking to people offline. A lot of people feel very lost, very confused, very uncertain. Okay? Recognize that philosophy, belief, how these things are uncertain, but who you are, certain. Okay? So stay true to who you are. Stay true to what you feel in your heart. And just stay true to those things. If you don't know, what you don't know, it's okay what you don't know. What you do know, stay true to in your heart. That's definitely what I'm getting. And Mercury is offline today. Fascinating. Wow. So Mercury is at step 0. Mercury is our mind. So I'm like, well, where is our mind? Our mind's at step 0. So literally today, step 0, that's amazing. Our emotions are in Leo, that's step 1. Our mind is in step 0, that's the 0. And the sun is in 0. So this is a very, very powerful, profound manifestation day. If you are starting a project, a business, a new anything today, anything that starts between now and tomorrow, it's probably going to really stick. It's going to be something profound. Even if a problem starts today, like a leaky water heater, it's going to be a profound problem that goes on for a while. That's coming from a guide. The last thing I just want to put out there to wrap up the Monday show is to stay in your intuition. If you have any concerns, ask your heart, ask the universe, and if you get a green light for both, you're in good hands. All right? All right, my friends, that's all I'll say for the Monday show. Have a fantabulous day. Stay in your hearts. You are manifesting. Remember, if you are watching on YouTube, please be kind and do subscribe. It helps me with my relationship with them. If you'd like to leave a comment or watch commercial-free, come on down to soulgarden.tv. And if you like my free serious alerts, you can follow me on Twitter at Siwateki. I'll see you in 24 hours with more. Have a fabulous day. Remember, I love you, and live, love, be.
SoulGarden.tv.
Oh, look, hi. Hello, hi. You excited? You excited to tape? Hi. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna tape. That's right. You excited? Okay. Let's go.
He's so excited. Hi. Hi. Yes.